Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Frances, and I'm here to show you a couple things that are good for your knees. I have a simple mnemonic device that's going to help you remember a quick and easy way to remember the exercises that you could do to keep your knees healthy and happy in your yoga practice. So here's the mnemonic that you can remember to do your exercises. 1, cub wiggles. So I was watching TV the other day with my little one, and they flipped the channel onto these super cute little baby polar bears. They were so cute. So you can think of little baby polar bears and how cute they are, and that will help you remember the exercises to do for your knees, okay? Warrior 1 will keep the knees straight. C stands for chair. So we'll do a variation on chair where you're on one leg and working to strengthen the muscles around the knee. And then U stands for up. So we'll do single leg raises, just lifting the leg up and lowering it down. And then B stands for bridge. So we'll do a variation on bridge, which is gliding bridge. And then wiggles, we'll do a couple of mobilization exercises just to kind of get to know what should be possible in the knees. And if you stick around till the end, I have a quick story to tell you that involves Kathleen Turner and knees, and a story that of one encounter with her. And, so stick around and I'll tell you the story for that too. All right, so let's get right into the practice. First, Warrior 1. The idea here is that we're going to work to actively straighten the knees. So let's start with 2 blocks. Have your feet right between the blocks. Step 1 foot back. First, come into lunge. So remember, the goal right now is to actively straighten the knee. So you might have a little bit of bentness to your knee, and you might not feel like you can straighten it. So we're working to straighten here in lunge first, and then Warrior 1. Really actively straightening the knees. And that's our first exercise. So remembering Warrior 1. And then you're going to put the foot on a sharp angle, toes far forward, heel far back. And let's just keep the hands down here and do the Warrior 1 legs. And just focus on the legs here. So you're actively straightening the back knee, straightening. Big breath in, big breath out. Again, big breath in, and big breath out. So that's 1, okay? Let's do the same exercise on the second side. Come onto the ball of the foot, step the back foot front and front foot back. First, straightening the knee in lunge, and then working our way into Warrior 1 stance with the legs. Actively straightening as much as you can that back knee. And then lift and place the back foot on a sharp angle, toes far forward, heel far back. And we're still actively efforting for that knee to straighten. Just keeping the Warrior 1 legs in place. We won't lift the upper body on this one at this point, but just really actively straighten. Big breath in and big breath out. So that's 1 for Warrior 1, okay? Now cub, C-U-B, right? So the letter C, we'll do variation on chair pose, okay? So let's take a moment, come onto the ball of the foot, step the back foot forward. We can move our blocks off to the side. And for our chair pose, our variation is this. From comfortable stance, step 1 foot forward, shift all of your weight onto that front foot. Let the back thigh roll out a little bit. Just be light on that back set of toes. Let's do hands to hips, belly firm. And as you bend, I want you to see the knee track right directly over the second toe. I want your weight into the heel a little bit as you come down, and then push your heel into the floor as you come up. Now, you're really not putting weight on the back foot, but you're not pushing way forward either. So coming down into chair pose and then coming back up. Now, you depending on what's happening with your knees, if you're feeling like they're a little touchy, you don't go down as far. Okay, let's do a couple more of these. And press. Lengthen the breath when you have a chance. And press, and down, and press, again, down, and press, and down, and press. 2 more, and press, 1 more, and then let's switch sides. So we'll have a comfortable stance, step forward with the other foot, put all of your weight onto that foot, especially into the heel, although you want to keep the whole foot grounded. Back thigh just rolls out a little bit. And let's do about 10 on this side, okay? So coming down, look to see that your knee's not veering over toward the big toe side of your mat. You want to really direct it. And come down and press. So these couple of standing exercises, just simple movements we're doing first. We'll work our way down to the floor in a moment, but just looking at the tracking here. If you want to come down further, if you're feeling stronger, you can, but remember to stay light on that back foot. Let's do a couple more like that. Heel pressing, so your glutes are working, your quads are working. If you're comfortable to come down further, you can. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. So we did warrior 1, we did C for chair, okay? Next we'll do U, right? So why am I saying U? Up. So the up part we'll do leg lifts. So come down to lie on your back, and let me just move these blocks. Come down to lie on your back. And lengthen one leg, have the other knee bent, belly firm. Let's press our low back into the floor and really actively squeeze that leg straight. We'll lift up just a little bit, about a foot or so off the floor and lower down. Let's do 10. And lift, and lower. Again, lift, and lower. And lift. Keep the breathing full. And lift, we're about halfway there. And 5. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. And let's do the second side. So this is the U, right? It stands for up. So lifting the leg up. And lift 10 times. And 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10, and then bend the knee. So far we did warrior 1, and then we did C for chair, U for up, and now we'll do B for bridge, and we'll do a variation on gliding bridge. So belly firm, lift the soles of your feet, but have your heels dig into the floor and lift the hip up. And then lower back down. And then move your feet away and pushing your heels in. Kneecaps toward the sky. Lift the hips up and lower back down. Now, engage your abdominals. Imagine you're wearing a weight belt and tighten that weight belt with your own muscles. Your transverse abdominals are working when you do that. Lengthen the legs away from you and then lift. Belly firm, away and lift. Now, if any of these don't feel okay, feel free to ease back and rest. Or you can skip them all together. Like you can just do what feels good. Now, when your legs get long enough, you move as though you're going to lift, but you won't really come off the floor that much, right? And then we come back up. And back in. And lift. And come in. And lift. A couple more like this. Lengthen the breath again. So we're strengthening the hamstrings. The hamstrings the hamstring muscles cross the knee as well as, so we want to keep them happy and healthy while we're at it. Let's do one more time, coming in and hips lift. Okay, so far, warrior 1, chair, up, right? Lifting the leg up and lowering it down, and then bridge. Now, what is this wiggles I'm talking about here? So wiggles, what I'm going to do is we'll look into the range of motion at the knee. 2 different things we'll do. So I'm just going to fold my mat back here so we have a little room. And we'll have 2 blocks handy if we can. So the first thing we'll do is just lengthen the legs and just get to know what's happening in the knees. So you should have the possibility for the kneecaps to move a little bit. So just wiggle them around a little bit. See if they move side to side. You can do maybe one at a time, side to side, like up and down with the kneecaps, and then on a diagonal, they should be able to move. And just notice if there's any one direction, like that's a little different. And then do the other side, just wiggle, 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 and then moving the kneecap up and down, side to side a little bit. Just notice if there's anything that feels different. And then the last thing we'll do is have a seat on the blocks. And this one will thread into the story about Kathleen Turner and what it has to do with the knees. So you should have the capacity to rotate in the shin bones a little bit. The knee itself is not a pure hinge joint, like the ankle itself is, just like that's a pure hinge. The knee is a modified hinge, so there's a little bit of rotation that's possible and necessary, so that when you do you're walking and you pivot to go a different direction, you can push off, and the knees have that little bit of play or give that allows you to do that movement easily. So you can just start by giving yourself a little rotation. Just notice if you feel, just small, not a huge movement. And then what we'll do is take your heel on the blanket and we'll roll so that the big toe is facing in, and then bend the knee and come in, and then come out. And bend the knee in toward the chest and come out. You can work the length of your spine. Bend the knee, draw in and out, and in and out. So this is all about allowing for that rotation and just doing simple movement to kind of allow that rotation in. Now in yoga, there's a pose called Virasana, which if I'm on 2 blocks, I'm in a pretty tall prop setup for Virasana, but that's easier on the knees. Now, if you have issues with the knees, you don't want to go right into Virasana, but if your knees are relatively healthy, you just want to keep them nice and open, maybe you have a family history of knee issues, or maybe you had something going on and you just want to, you're good right now and you want to keep it in check. So you want to do all these kind of just check-ins, right? So check, the kneecap movement, and then this sort of, you're trying to like medially rotate. You can think of even really like using your hand a little bit to kind of rotate. Now, when you translate that into yoga, what that looks like for Virasana, and you can have some high props to start off with that one, is Virasana, your feet are wide, not tremendously wide, but maybe you would have your feet on either side of these 2 blocks. So if I think of my shin bone kind of a little bit of, with a little bit of rotation, just that little bit, then as I come back to sit on that block, that rotation is still there. So, you just want to kind of go easy with that one so that it's not too jarring, but there's a little bit of that movement we said that is possible and that we want. Right? So if you have issues with your knees, this Virasana would not be a good idea. So you can do that thing we did where we're just gliding the heel in towards you and kind of allowing a little bit of rotation as you let the knee bend a little bit. Okay, so that's our movements. Now, if that doesn't feel okay, then you don't want to push it. If you are okay with that, then this sort of knee fold, if it feels all right, can be therapeutic because you want to maintain the ability to straighten your knee all the way and the ability to bend your knee all the way as much as possible. So that's our exercises. So 1, cub wiggles. Warrior 1, C is for chair, U is for lift the leg up and down, B is for bridge, and we did gliding bridge, and then we did the wiggles just to explore what happens with the kneecaps, that we have that capacity to move. The shin bones have that little bit of rotation that is possible. So now I'll tell you just briefly the story. When I was teaching in a studio, yoga studio, it was a yoga and Pilates studio in New York City. It was a great big room, and they had later partitioned the rooms into different areas. But for now, it was like the classes happened, and then there were the machines all around the edges. And I had just started working here on the Pilates machines. And I remember hearing this voice and I thought, wow, that sounds just like Kathleen Turner. And I turn around and, oh, it's Kathleen Turner. And so Kathleen Turner was doing Pilates here at this place that I was teaching. And so it was great. So I didn't work directly with her, but one of the other teachers worked with her. And so as they renovated the space, there was a smaller room for just the equipment. It was a very cozy kind of exchange once in a while. And I remember Kathleen had been out for a little while, and she had knee surgery. Now, she had knee surgery years before on one knee. And, so this was her second knee, and it was some years later. So, so she had been gone for a little while and had arrived back at the studio. And so I asked, Kathleen, how's your knee doing? Because she had just come back from knee surgery. And she said, oh, it's great. This one's so much better. it rotates. So the point of the story is that the variation on the knee surgeries that were possible, the older variations on knee replacements or the knee surgeries that they had, they didn't allow for that rotation. And so that movement that is so necessary, like you don't miss it until you don't have it, but stepping in and out of cars, pivoting when you walk. So Kathleen was kind enough to share that the knee replacement that she had for her knee was so much better because it allowed for rotation. So let's keep all of our mobility that we can possibly keep. I hope this was helpful. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to receive videos that come out from here on. And I hope this is helpful. You can give it a thumbs up as it helps people find this video on YouTube. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay happy, stay healthy, and let's just keep moving our bodies. All right? Take care, guys. Bye.